Hey scholars, it's Mrs. Jasnica, and we're back with another Draw With Me challenge. This week we're going to be drawing an elephant. This project is for 1st grade through 6th grade. Let's go ahead and get started. For this project, you're going to need a pencil with an eraser, a paper, and something to color with, like markers, crayons, or colored pencils. The first thing we need to do is make sure that our paper is in the correct position. We want our paper going horizontal. That means long way going sideways, not like this. Once we have our paper in the correct position, we can begin. Let's find the middle of the paper. So the middle of the paper is right around here. We're going to be drawing our elephant facing that way. So it's going to be sideways, which is why we're using the paper sideways. The first thing we're going to do is make an oval and a circle. The oval is going to be pretty big because it's going to be for the body. And then we're going to make a circle for the head. And then we'll make everything else after. So let's make the oval for the body. And I always tell you guys to make sure that you draw very lightly so that you don't make any mistakes. Now for me, I'm going to be drawing a little bit darker. So you'll be able to see my eraser marks, but that's okay. So I'm going to make an oval shape big enough to be the shape of the body. Now we want to leave space down here for the legs. So make sure that you have space down here. There doesn't have to be a lot of space up here. Now I'm going to make a circle shape for the head. That way I know if I have enough space. So see how my oval has more space on this side than on this side. That's because I'm going to put the head over here. So I'm going to make kind of a circular shape. Like this, so that I know where the head is and where the body is. And then we'll work around that. So here's my circle and here's my oval. Now we can work on the details. So I'm going to be drawing an African elephant. There's different types of elephants. The African elephant has really, really big ears. So they're also gray. I'm going to, from this circle shape, I'm going to make a big old ear. So I'm going to go from here, I'm going to go up and then down. So this is going to cover part of the body. So far I just kind of have like this weird U shape. And now I'm going to go back up. So I'm going to curve it up. So here's this U shape. And now I'm going to make a curved line like that. Now the ear does not have to look exactly like mine. Different elephants have different ears. Just make sure that if you're drawing an African elephant, that you make it have a really big ear. There are elephants that have smaller ears, like the Asian elephant. And that's fine if you want to make the ear smaller. Now we're going to make the trunk. So we're going to be going from the front of this circle down. And then we can make it whatever shape we want. The trunk can be going up or down, but I don't have a lot of space over here, so I'm gonna just make it go straight down. So from this circle, I'm just gonna go down like this, and then let's curve it up because we're running out of space. Okay, so down and then makes kind of a flipped J shape. Now we're going to make the bottom part of the trunk. So I'm just going to make a little V shape like this. And then I'm going to go back up until I hit the circle. Like so. Now, if there's something that you don't like about your picture, you can use this time to erase. Just remember that any mistakes that you make, you can always fix them later, especially if you're going to be outlining in black marker. Now, you don't need a black marker, so if you are not going to use a black marker, of course, fix your mistakes now. All right, so we're going to be making tusks. So this type of elephant has long tusks coming out from its mouth. They're actually teeth, believe it or not. So let's see, I guess it would be coming from here because this is where their mouth is, down here under their trunk. They actually use their trunk to feed themselves. Now I don't know if you guys know this, but elephants actually use 75% of their life looking for and eating food. So they're constantly walking around hungry. All right, let's make the tusk. It's just gonna go from here out. So I'm gonna go like this and just make a curved shape. Now some tusks are really, really long, so it can actually go even higher if you want. In fact, I'll make mine longer. And then we're just gonna go back over like this. So it's just kind of a curved shape. It doesn't have to look exactly like this, and if you want it to go straight out, that's fine too. There we go, that looks a little better. Now I'm going to erase the trunk because if this is in front of the trunk, you won't be able to see the trunk behind it. There we go. Now they do have two of these, so I'm going to make another one behind the trunk. So I guess right around here, we're just gonna make another curved line going up like this. It's gonna go behind this one because it's behind this one. And I'm just gonna go up like this. Now I don't have a lot of space over here, so I'm just gonna make it kind of small. If I had more space, I would make the tusks a little bit longer probably. There we go. So those are my two tusks, one in front of the trunk and one behind the trunk. Now I'm going to make the mouth. So I'm just gonna make a little bump like this. Just a little bump from behind the tusk. And then I guess I should make the neck. So I'm going to connect here to here. You can make this however you want, with a bump or a straight line or whatever. Let's see. If I make it go like this, that looks interesting. Let's see what it looks if I do it the other way. Now, like I said, you should be drawing very lightly so that you do not see your eraser marks like Mrs. Jasnica. If I make the line going this way, I actually like this better. My elephant looks a little more chubby. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that actually. So like I said, the line that goes from the mouth to the body is not that important. It's just kind of where the elephant's chin would be, I guess. All right, now we don't need this circle or this oval right here because the ear is in the way, but I'll erase those later. Let's keep going. So we need the tail and the feet and the eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and do the eye first since we're already working over here. And I also need to add the skin that goes over the trunk, or excuse me, not the trunk, the tusks. So let's do the eye first. We're gonna be making an almond-shaped eye. So to do this shape, we're going to start with a happy face. So this is directly above the tusk. So the tusk is here, and we're just going up. And actually, this looks like the elephant's eye is closed. And you can leave it like that if you want. That's perfectly fine. The elephant's eyes can be closed. If you want it open though, we're gonna have to make a curved line above that looks like a sad face. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. So this is an almond shape. A happy face with a sad face. You can also say it looks a lot like a leaf. Now, elephants' eyes have a lot of little creases or little wrinkles. So I'm gonna make a couple of wrinkles above and below the eyes, like that. And you can make more than one if you want. It'll make your elephant look more realistic if you add a lot. Now I'm gonna add the eye shine inside, like that. And then this will all be gray once or black, I guess, once I color it in. There we go. All right, now I'm going to make the skin over the tusk. Now, technically you could just leave this part right here and that could be the skin going over the tusk, but I'm going to make another piece. So it's gonna go like this. So this is just the skin where the tusk is coming out from. So kind of like when you put on socks and you see the difference between the sock and the skin. Now I'm gonna erase this circle because we don't need it anymore. Hopefully you guys have an eraser so that you can also erase the circle. And now this kind of looks like the inside of the ear, but it's not, so I'm gonna erase this too. And if you can see my eraser marks, that's because I'm drawing a lot darker than you need to so that my drawing comes out on camera. But when I color it in, it's not gonna be that obvious, I hope. All right, there we go. Now I am gonna draw kind of like a fold over here on the ear. I'm going to just make kind of, I guess, it's gonna look a little bit like an L shape. So I'm gonna go from up here, and then I'm gonna go straight down. Like that. You can make it look different, or you could just leave the oval shape that was already here. Either way is fine. And then you can make some folds coming out like this. Ta-da! All right, now we still need the tail and the legs. Let's do the legs. They're actually not that hard. So from right around here, so where the body meets the chin, we're just gonna make a straight line going down. It doesn't have to be bended or anything like that. Just gonna make a straight line. And now we're gonna make another one a little bit over here somewhere, not in the middle because we want space. And we're gonna make another line. Now if you want the elephant's front legs to be thicker or thinner, then make these lines farther apart or closer together. We're gonna connect this line to this line with a curved line. That's gonna be the bottom of our elephant's foot. Like so. And then if you look at a picture of elephant's feet, they have these little, I'm gonna call them nails because that's what they look like to me, but they're not. And they're just bumps. They kind of look like bone, actually. That's probably exactly what they are. So we're gonna make these bumps like this. And since you can't see all of them because we're looking at it from the side, I'm just gonna make another one right here. If you wanna make 3, that's fine, but you can't see them all since we're only looking at the side of the elephant. Now I'm gonna do the back leg. So the back leg is a little bit harder, but it's still not too bad at all. We're gonna start with the back of the elephant. So back here, and we're going to make a curved line going this way. So it's a little bit curved. It's going diagonal, so it's not going straight down. It's going a little bit this way. And now we're going to kind of make a little bump out. So this leg's gonna be curved. And then from here, we're gonna go down again at a diagonal line. So from here, we're gonna go down. So see, the shape that we made was a diagonal line, then it's going curved, and then it's another diagonal line. Or you can make it straight down. Now the reason we did this is because the back leg is not straight. Now we're gonna make the front line. That one's a little bit easier. You can make it straight down if you want. So like you did here on this leg. Or you can follow me. We're gonna do a curved line. And then we're gonna go straight down. So see, up here it's wider. It goes in and then out. And now we're gonna do the curved line again. Now, if this was too difficult for you, I will show you an easier way to do the legs. You do not have to make it look just like this. So let me turn the paper so you can see what I mean. So real quick, I'm gonna make the oval shape and a circle for the head. We can make the front leg, like I said, 2 straight lines going down. The back leg does not have to look like mine. You can also just make 2 straight lines going down. And then we're gonna close them off with a curved line like so, and a curved line. And then don't forget to add those nails. So a bump and a bump. A bump and a bump. Okay, now again, if you missed any of this, I can just quickly show you. To do this, we're gonna make a curved line going over the circle, and you can make the trunk look however you want. So if you want it to go up like this, that's fine. Or let's say you want to do another one that goes like this. You can make it look however you want, because really the trunk is kind of like the elephant's arm. It helps it grab food from really high or really low. And the cool thing about the tusks of the elephant, so this part of the elephant that I'm drawing right now, is that they use it to dig. So well, if you guys don't know, elephants are, what is it called? Not omnivores, herbivores, there we go. So they actually eat like plants, and they also can eat the roots of the plants. So having tusks really helps them dig. All right, let's go back to this. Okay, I need to add the toes or the nails. I'm gonna do 1 bump and another bump. I'm going to erase this oval part because we don't need it anymore. And we also don't need this part here, so I'm going to erase that also. There we go. And I'm going to make a line going up a little. Perfect. Now I'm going to work on the tail. So again, just like the tusk, you can make this however you want. It kind of looks like a lion tail. It's got a little bit of fur at the end. I'm just gonna make kind of like a U shape. So I'm gonna go like this. So this U shape is gonna be how long the tail is. So we have plenty of space over here for the tail. If you don't have a lot of space, you can just make it hanging down. Now I'm gonna make the thickness of it. So I'm gonna make another line like this. This part is a little bit thicker than this part. And now to make the end of the tail where the hair is, you can make the hair however you want. It's just a little fluffy part at the end. I like to make it look like the oval, or an oval shape, or I guess you can say an almond shape like we did for the eyes. So I'm gonna make, let me turn the paper so you can see this better. I'm gonna make a happy face, and then a sad face. So I'm making that leaf shape again. And you can make it look hairy, or you can add hairs coming out of it, or whatever you want, but that's not that important. All right, we're gonna add final details now. As we know, elephants do have 4 legs. We can only see the 2 that are facing us, or the ones that are closest to the viewer, which is us. So we need to make the back legs. Now, we could just make a straight line going down for the back leg, or you can make it look like it's bent. I'll show you the hard way, and then I'll show you an easier way. So I'm going to make a leg coming out that's bent. So it's gonna go diagonal, like this, and then it's gonna go back in, like this. Now, because it's bent, we're not gonna see it all the way down here. It's probably gonna stop around there, and then we could just make a line going behind. And then we can make the bump, so we know where the nail is. I know there's a better word for this, but I'm gonna call it a nail. So here is the front leg that's behind this one. Now, if that was too difficult for you, let me show you another way that you can do it. So here is the leg. You can just make a straight line going down and then curve it behind this one. So that's much easier, right? And you can do the same thing for the leg back here. So you can go straight down and then curve behind like that. This is just a much easier way, and it shows that the elephant has 4 legs. All right, so for this one, I'm gonna make the easy version. I'm just gonna make a line that looks like this one, but behind. So it's gonna go like this. Then it's gonna go down. And then it's gonna curve behind this one, like so. And then I'll add the bump for the nail. And ta-da, we are done with the elephant. Now, if you want to do extra details in the background, we are going to add a horizon line, and you can add grass here or whatever you want. I'm just gonna make a straight line going across. Actually, you know what? Let me not make it straight. Let's make it kind of wavy. So I'm just gonna make kind of a wobbly line, and it's gonna go like this. There we go. So maybe my elephant is like in the plains or something, and maybe this is kind of like a really dry area. Maybe there's not a lot of grass. You know what I just realized? I should probably add another elephant ear. I'm gonna do one more. So from up here, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can start coloring if you'd like. I'm just gonna make another ear coming up, so it's a diagonal line, and then I'm gonna curve it behind the other. I actually like that way better. All right, cool. Now I think we are ready to outline and color in. All right, scholars, here is my finished artwork. I did add several details when I started coloring. I realized I wanted more kind of wrinkles around the trunk and around his or her knees. And I also wanted to add some grass. So I wanted this to look kind of like a really dry area, but the sun was setting, so I just added a bunch of extra details. Of course, you guys can always add all of these details as well. And now it's time for me to see what you guys were working on.